Hello everyone. So we are going to start our lesson for the first week, quarter 1 of your grade 10 mathematics lesson. And my name is Flora Lauta and welcome to our class. So before we start, please prepare the following: your grade 10 modules, your paper for the solutions, and your ball pens or your pencils. So today you're going to identify the next term of a sequence, find the terms of sequence whose nth term is given by a rule, differentiate finite sequence from infinite sequence, create a sequence equation for a given problem. And this is all under the most essential learning competency number 1, generate patterns. And of course, to be effective in our lesson, please focus on the lesson. Do not open your social media apps while the lesson is ongoing. And as much as possible, stay in a room where there are no distractions, no TV, no nagging parents, no playful sisters and brothers, and just focus, okay? And then solve along with the teacher. So while I'm explaining, you can try to solve as well. So our lesson for today is about sequence, and please open your grade 10 math module on page 6 so you can follow. The concepts and the keywords that we are going to tackle are all about the sequence, infinite sequence, finite sequence, terms of a sequence, and rule of a sequence. Okay, so what is a sequence? In mathematics, a sequence is an enumerated collection of objects in which repetitions are allowed and order matters. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong sinusunod na pattern sa bawat mga bagay-bagay sa sequence. So, ang mga example lang natin dito is numbers, okay? So, for example, number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Kung napapansin natin, meron tayong pattern na sinusunod dito kung saan nag-a-add tayo ng 2 sa bawat term. So, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. And then, another example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Ano naman ang ginawa natin dito? So, all we did is we added 1. So, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. Another example, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, is this also a sequence? Yes, of course. Ang ginawa lang dyan ay nag-subtract tayo ng 1. So, 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then, the last, 1, 2, 4, 8. Is this a sequence? Yes, it is a sequence. Ang ginawa natin ay nag-multiply tayo ng 2. So, as you can see, that's 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? If you have questions, you ask your teachers. Alright, next. Okay, so infinite and finite sequence. When the sequence goes on forever, it is called an infinite sequence. Otherwise, it is a finite sequence. So, meaning, kapag may forever, hindi natatapos, ang tawag dyan ay infinite sequence. Pero kapag may ending, ang tawag ay finite sequence. So, example, 20, 25, 30, 35, and so on until forever is infinite sequence. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and so on. Ang tawag dyan ay infinite. 216, 343, 512, 729, and so on is also an infinite sequence. Examples of finite sequence: A, B, C, D, E. It ends in E, so that is finite. 4, 3, 2, 1 ends in 1 is finite. Or 8, 11, 14, 17, 20 ends in 20 is also finite. Terms of a sequence. So terms of a sequence, we have the examples here. Find the next term of the sequence 10, 13, 16, 19, 22. So it is illustrated as, for every term, it's illustrated as a sub 1 for the first term, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, a sub 5, a sub 6, and so on. So a sub 1 natin is 10, followed by 13, which is a sub 2, a sub 3 ay 16, a sub 4 ay 19, at a sub 5 ay 22. So ano naman yung a sub 6? What is the next term? Kung napapansin natin, nag-a-add lang tayo ng 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. 19 plus 22 is 19 plus 3 is 22. 22 plus 3 is 25. Okay, next. Find the next term of the sequence 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. So again, our a sub 1 is the first term 8, a sub 2 is 16, a sub 3 is 32, a sub 4 is 64, a sub 5 is 128. Okay, can you solve? What is a sub 6? Alright, do you have your answer? So as you noticed, we have 8 and then 16. We just multiplied it, the first term, by 2. So 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times 2 is 64. 64 times 2 is 128. And 128 times 2 is 256. Did you get the same answer? Alright, very good. It's repeated. Okay, so finding the terms of a sequence by its given rule. Find the first 4 terms of the given rule. A sub n is equal to n plus 4. So what is this given rule? Usually a given rule of a sequence is like a formula a sub n. So here, the example. So here, in our example, we have a sub n is equal to n plus 4. So how do we get the first 4 terms? So of course, we know already that the first 4 terms are a sub 1, a sub 1. Okay, I'll write this down. A sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4. So how do we find a sub 1? All we have to do is to replace n with 1, this one. So a sub 1 is equal to 1 plus 4. How did we get 1? Okay, so that is the n here. So that is 1. So a sub 1 is equal to 5. Okay, next. A sub 2. So, madali lang po siya. Ang gagawin lang natin is papalitan lang natin yung n ng 2. So, n, which is 2, plus 4 is equal to, okay, a sub 1 yan. So, ito ay a sub 2. Ang hirap magsulat. 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, next. A sub 3. So, again, just replace n with 3. So that's 3 plus 4 is equal to 3 plus 4 is 7. So a sub 3 is 7. And last, we have a sub 4 is equal to, so again, just replace n with 4. That's 4 plus 4. So what is 4 plus 4? That's 8. So our a sub 4 is equal to 8. Now what is our first 4 terms? So the first 4 terms are 5, 6, 7, and 8. So other terms are so on. Okay. Any questions? So you ask, if you have questions, just chat to your teachers. Okay. Next. Find the first 4 terms of the given rule. A sub n is equal to 2n minus 2. So again, our a sub 1 is equal to 2. What is now our n here? So our n now is 1 minus 2. So 2 times 1 is 2 minus 2. So what is 2 minus 2? 0. So that is our a sub 1. Okay, next. A sub 2. So 2, and then replace n with 2 minus 2. What is 2 times 4? That is 2 times 2. That is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So that is our a sub 2. Next, a sub 3. Can you solve for a sub 3? So a sub 3 will be 2 times 3, which is 6 minus 2. So answer, 6 minus 2 is 4. Next, a sub 4. A sub 4. So we have 2 times 4. Our n now is 4. So 2 times 4 is 8 minus 2 is 6. Okay, very good. So the final answer is 0, 2, 4, and 6. So this is our final answer. Did you get the same answer? Very good. So if you have any questions, just ask your teachers, alright? Okay, next. Now, how are we going to solve your learning task? Now, open your books on your module on your learning tasks. So we have an illustrative example here, similar to your learning task number 1. According to sciencemag.org, researchers found that people with obesity who contracted SARS-CoV-2 or the COVID-19 were 113% more likely than people of healthy weight to land in the hospital, 74% more likely to be admitted to an ICU, and 48% more likely to die. Because of this, a doctor suggested to an obese patient to lose 60 pounds. The patient loses 20 pounds in the first week, 16 pounds in the second week, and 12 pounds in the third week. If the patient continues losing weight, or if the patient continues losing weight at this rate, how long will it take for the patient to lose the suggested weight? Okay, so do you understand the question? Alright, let me translate the question for you. So sabi dito, ayon daw kay sciencemag.org, researchers found that people with obesity, yung sobrang katabaan, contracted the virus, the COVID-19 virus, were 113% more likely. So, mas mataas yung probability na, mas mataas ang probability nila na ma-hospital compared doon sa mga healthy weight. And then, 74% more likely to be admitted in ICU, na mapunta sila sa ICU, or 48% na sila ay mamatay. Ngayon, dahil dyan, sabi ng doktor sa isang pasyente na dapat mag-lose siya or magbawas siya ng 60 pounds sa kanyang timbang. The patient loses 20 pounds sa unang linggo, 20 pounds yung nawala sa kanya. Sa second week naman, 16 pounds. Sa third week ay 12 pounds. So, kapag ganito yung rate ng pagbaba ng kanyang timbang, ilang linggo o gaano katagal kaya ang kailangan para abot ng patient yung 60 pounds na kailangan niyang i-lose. Okay? Now, we have our solution here. I created a table to show our solution. So, in the first week, on the first week, we have 20 pounds. Diba? 20 pounds. Second week, we have 16 pounds. Third week, 12 pounds. So, 20, 16, 12. Ilan kaya sa fourth week? So, sa napapansin natin, from 20, naging 16. Tapos, yung 16, naging 12. So, nagbawas tayo ng 4 pounds bawat linggo. So, 20 minus 4 is 16. 16 minus 4 is 12. So, therefore, 12 minus 4 is 8. At 8 minus 4 is 4. Okay. Okay, so now we have first week is 20 pounds. Second week is 16. Third week is 12 pounds. Fourth week is 8. And fifth week is 40. Now, we have to know whether this weight losses equates to 60 pounds. Kasi kailangan ni patient na mag-lose ng 60 pounds. So, paano natin malalaman yun? Okay, so all we have to do is to add all the weekly weight losses na 20 plus 16 plus 12 plus 8 plus 4, which is equal to 60. So, therefore, within 5 weeks, the patient lost 60 pounds. So, how are we going to state our answer? Since the question is, if the patient continues losing weight at this rate, how long will it take for the patient to lose the suggested weight of 60 pounds? Alright, so the answer is, it takes 5 days for the patient, or 5 weeks for the patient to lose 60 pounds. Okay, now let's proceed to the next task. Now we have another example for learning task number 2. Write F if the sequence is finite sequence and I if it is infinite. So the first one, 3, 5, 7, and so on. What is that? Is that finite or infinite? Okay, F. So that's finite. Next, number 2. Okay, the answer. Okay, that's infinite. Bakit? So, infinitely negative. Nandito po. Hindi lahat ng infinite sequence ay nandito yung dot, dot, dot. Kapag dito, infinitely positive. Pag dito naman sa kabila, infinitely negative. Okay, next. Number 3. Okay, finite. Although meron tayong ellipsis dito, it just means na merong mga sequence in between 50 and 200 na nag-end sa 200. Okay, next, number 4. Okay, so it's still finite. It's the same with number 3. It ends in 2,401. Number 5. Okay, alam nyo na to. So the answer is infinite sequence. Okay, very good. That's very easy. Next, so another illustrative example for learning task number 2. Letter B, write the next 3 terms of the given sequence. So first we have 18, 21, 24. So what are the 3 next terms here? So if you noticed, we are adding 3 to each term. So 18 plus 3 is 21. 21 plus 3 is 24. So 24 plus 3 is 27, and so on. So we have 27, 30, and 33. Now, number 2. 4, 16, 64. So what's happening here? Alright, so we are multiplying 4 to each term. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So 64 times 4 is 256. And then 1,024 and 4,096. Okay, next, number 3. 9.5 and then 7.5 and 5.5. So what do you notice? Alright, so we are subtracting 2. So 9.5 minus 7.5 minus, 9.5 minus 2 is 7.5. 7.5 minus 2 is 5.5. So 5.5 minus 2 is 3.5. Okay, so 3.5 minus 2 is, okay, so we have the answer 3.5, 1.5, and negative 0.5. Okay, number 4. So we have negative 2, 4, and negative 8. What do you notice? Okay, so here we are multiplying negative 2. So that's negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 2 is 16. And then 16 times negative 2 is negative 32. Times negative 2 is 64. Okay, next, number 5. 1, 1/2, 0. What's next? What's next? Okay, so that's 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. 1/2 minus 1/2 is 0. 0 minus 1/2 is negative 1/2. And so on. Okay, so negative 1/2, negative 1, negative 3 halves. Okay, next. So we have learning task number 2, letter C. We have examples here. Write the first 4 terms of the sequences. Nth term is given by the rule. So first, number 1, a sub n is equal to 12 minus 2n. So let's answer. Let's find a sub 1 first. So remember, just replace n with the term here. So this is for the first term. So a sub n is equal to 12 minus 2 times, replace n with 1, times 1 is equal to 12 minus 2 times 1 is 10. Okay, a sub 2 is equal to 12 minus 2 times, our n now becomes 2. So we have 12 minus 2 times 2 is 4. So 12 minus 4 is 8. So a sub 3 is 12 minus 2 times 3. 12 minus 2 times 3 is 6. So our answer is 6. Okay, patawarin ang ating handwriting. Gawa ng gumagamit lang tayo ng mouse. So now we have a sub 4 is 12 minus 2 times, our n now is 4. So 12 minus 2 times 4 is 8. So 12 minus 8 is 4. Our final answer is 10. So the first 4 terms are 10, 8, 6, and 4. Okay, very good. Next, number 2. A sub 1 is 2 to the power of 1. So 2 to the power of 1 is 2. A sub 2 is 2 to the power of 2, or 2 squared. 2 squared is 4. A sub 3 is equal to 2 to the power of 3. So how do we get that? So we have, just multiply 3 2's here. Parang sa mga nakalimutan na yung power. So 2, ibig sabihin meron tayong tatlong 2 na i-multiply. So 2 times 2 times 2, answer is 8. And then a sub 4, ilang 2 yon? So that will be 2 to the power of 4. So meron tayong 4 na 2. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. And the final answer is 2, 4, 8, and 16. So these are the first 4 terms of our sequence. A sub n is equal to 2 to the power of n. Any questions? Alright, let's proceed. Now for learning task number 3, this is where you're going to create your own sequence. Just read the problem there, and then you have to answer the reflection questions. Okay, so if you have questions, just ask your teacher about that. Alright, next, let's proceed. Now, okay, so that's the end. We have the summary of the lesson. So again, to recap, what is the sequence, if you can remember? So a sequence is anything that forms a pattern. For mathematics, it's a series of numbers that forms patterns. And what is the next term of a sequence? Okay, so the next term of a sequence is just the next. Whatever, say for example, you're given the first, the second term. So the next term is the third term. Yun. Depende kung ano yung rule na binigay sa ating sequence. And then, what are the terms of sequences? Nth term is given by the rule. So we were able to solve the nth term of a sequence given by a rule. So, kakatapos lang natin. And then, what is the difference between finite sequence and infinite sequence? So, remember, finite sequence, kapag nag-i-end siya, an infinite sequence kapag hindi. Nag-extend siya forever. That's infinite. Okay. So, activity time. This time, you answer the activity sheets that your teachers will give you or has given you already. So, just answer that. And good luck. And make sure to answer your activity sheets or your worksheets on time. Okay? Para hindi kayo magka-cram dahil bukas-bukas pa kayo mag-answer. So, right now, after this lesson, answer your activity sheets right away para hindi nyo rin makalimutan yung lesson. Okay? Next. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for attending the lesson. See you next time for our week number 2. Thank you. See you and goodbye.